I'm Rachel. I'm an alcoholic.
Hi, Rachel.
I have been through this process with a Big Book Step Study sponsor, a loving higher power, meetings like this. Still working on my amends, and I try to bring all these steps into my life on a daily basis. I've never been here before, actually, so thanks for having me down here. So just a little backstory for me. I finished this work about 6 or 7 months ago, actually, after a year and a half of writing my fourth and about maybe 25-30 hours of reading my fifth. So I'm very grateful to be sitting here speaking, even though I'm a little bit nervous and a little uncomfortable, but this is actually the first time that I came and spoke, and I didn't know which step we were on. And I found myself a little bit like, oh no, but as we're reading, I'm like, oh, I love this, oh, I love that. So step 2, second part I guess the first part came to believe that a power greater than myself could restore me to sanity. Just to touch a little bit on the higher power part, I came in here not religious. I always believed in a God, but I wanted him to do things for me. I thought that he should be giving me what I thought I deserved. Very selfish, but that's how I was at the time of my using, and even before that, actually. So for me, coming in here and trying, just having the willingness was what I really had, because coming in here, I was desperate. I really just wanted to get better. I was so sick of living the life that I had been living for so long, and coming in here, I didn't really know that it was a spiritual program. I thought it was religious, so I was a little bit hesitant about that, but like I said, I had the willingness, and I'm so grateful that that's all we really need to start, is just that willingness. And I had these little moments throughout early sobriety that just showed me that there was something out there. I didn't know exactly what it was, but I got these moments of just comfort and ease and knowing that things were going to be okay. And that's really what made me want to continue with this work, was that I was starting to feel a little bit better, even just coming to meetings. But I found about 6 or 7 months into my sobriety, I was still feeling like very discontent and very easily angry and stressed out and worried, and those are things that I didn't want to feel anymore. And I was grateful enough to have somebody in my life that was going through this process, and I'm grateful that I got into it at such an early stage in my sobriety. So this idea of being insane was something that took a little bit for me to accept, I guess. But once I heard the definition read to me, it made a lot of sense, doing the same thing over and expecting different results. That was how I lived my life every single day, waking up, wanting drugs or alcohol, and just basing my whole life around that, slowly pushing people out of my life so I could just do the things that I wanted to do. And for some reason in my crazy thinking, I thought life was going to get better by doing that, but really it just was a slide way down slowly for me. So I was able to accept that concept of being insane, and I think for me, I had the willingness, but I really got to see the insanity of my disease in writing my fourth step. Those patterns of how I was living my life. I love the part in the book where it says the main problem of the alcoholic centers in his mind rather than in his body. That was really freeing for me, because I didn't understand how crazy my mind was. And I actually went to school and studied to be a drug and alcohol counselor, and I was using at the time. So I was learning all about it and experimenting at the same time, I guess. But I didn't understand, I just could never quiet my mind. It was so much going on from the second that I opened my eyes. Sometimes I couldn't even sleep because it was just so crazy. So to have a solution is nothing short of a miracle for me, because I got to the point that I just wanted to kill myself because my mind just would not stop racing all the time. And I used just partly because I wanted it to just be quiet for even a couple minutes would be nice sometimes. But the beautiful thing is that with this program in the process, like I have solutions today on how to quiet my mind. I have prayer and meditation, and writing all those things out for my life, I was able to let it all go and have really a fresh start on life. When it talks about, but in their hearts they really do not know why they do it, I can relate so well to that, because I was slowly just, I think my soul was just slowly dying when I would use, because I knew that I really just didn't want to. I got to the point at the end I just did not want to anymore, but I had no defense. It was just like I just gave up because it was too much of a fight for me, and I would just continue to just keep using. I also like the part where it says, he is often perfectly sensible and well-balanced concerning everything except liquor. I thought that was me. I thought I was like, woo, I got life. I just like to, use and drink. And I thought I was a pretty normal person, I guess. But again, coming in here, I see that everything that I thought and the fear that I had, all of it was such a part of my disease that I didn't know until I came in here. And another thing that I'm extremely grateful for is to see all of that and have the solution today to have a better life, really. And for me, the part where it says that our lives as ex-problem drinkers depend upon our constant thought of others and how we may meet their needs. I can tell you when I came in here, I did not think about other people. I thought that I did. I thought I was really helpful, and I always tried to be kind to everybody, and I would really bend over backwards for people and always say yes, even when I meant no, because I wanted people to like me. I had that selfish motive in everything that I did, and I was blind to it. I actually exhausted myself doing so much for other people because I wanted everybody to like me. But I can say today that, that my life really does depend on the help of other people. Like I can have a clear motive in going in and doing something for somebody, and that again is another miracle of this program. I think my favorite sentence in here is 4 little words. It says there is a solution. How comforting that is when you read it, whether you've been here a long time or you're here for the first time. That there's a solution to everything that we are going through, and how lucky we are to have a solution, because there's a lot of people with different diseases out there that there is no cure for. But it requires work. I love the part that it says that the great fact is just this and nothing less, that we have had deep and effective spiritual experiences which have revolutionized our whole attitude towards life, towards our fellows, and towards God's universe. The central fact of our lives today is the absolute certainty that our Creator has entered into our hearts and lives in a way which is indeed miraculous. He has commenced to accomplish those things for us which we could never do by ourselves. I have a nice heart next to that, because it's so true today, how lucky I am to be sitting here sober at 26 years old, and I can say that coming in here and doing this work, I have not relapsed since I came in here. And I have a God in my life today that I believe in and I trust and try to rely on. But that doesn't mean I'm perfect. I still try this every day. It's a process, and for me that's something I have to think about daily, because I can still be very, very hard on myself. But I know that no matter what, God loves me and He's teaching me things all the time, as long as I'm open to listening. This also stuck out to me. It says, ideas, emotions, and attitudes which were once the guiding forces of the lives of these men are suddenly cast to one side, and a completely new set of conceptions and motives begin to dominate them. That makes so much sense to me reading it today, and I've actually never really noticed it in here. That's the thing I love about this book, is new things hit me every time. But coming in here, I had this whole way of living that was very, very unhealthy, and by doing this work, I'm able to see that, and it makes sense, just trying to get these new positive thinking in my daily routine is what it's about for me today. I try to let go of those old thinkings and ideas that are all disease. I see that today. They're all disease. Especially the thoughts I have about myself, the negative ones. I try my best to get that new set of conceptions that will take over. And that's how I know I have a higher power, is because slowly the more that I work on it, for me it's been, the educational variety as in the spiritual experience. I'm still learning every day, but the more that I practice, the more that God shows me that He's there. And like I said before, I just have to be open and willing to listen to Him and to learn. And for me, that requires a lot of writing and a lot of praying and a lot of meditating too. So I came in here not knowing how much this was going to affect my life, just wanting to get well and not use anymore, not drink anymore. And I heard one of my first few big book meetings that this could solve all of our problems, and how true that is for me today. I had no idea coming in here all the beautiful things that were going to happen in my life. And I'm not going to sit here and say my life is perfect, because it's not, but I have acceptance, a lot more acceptance today than I ever did in my life. I have a lot more peace of mind. I'm a lot kinder to people. I have clear motives today. And I can just be available. That's huge for me. I love to be available, especially to my 2 nieces and my 4-year-old nephew who's waiting for me at home. So I think that's all I have about this step. I look forward to hearing everybody else, and thank you for listening.